So there's a chance that this video could end in epic failure. And you're wondering what this is. It goes somewhere right in there. So let's see if I can pull this off. So in the last video, I welded my cup into my control arm on this side, and I have mocked up my upper control arm and everything, and even my spindle, and it took to the steering. Like, everything's hooked up right now. And I even got my adapter on for my my semi wheels. So I do have a new brake hub and some stuff, and this spindle's going to get cleaned up. We're going to put new brakes on, all that good stuff. But I don't have any shocks. The reason I don't have any shocks is because when you go to airbags from coil spring, the shock is supposed to mount where the cup goes up here, and the shock mounts to the bottom of the control arm, and I cut that out of the control arm in the last video. So now I've got to relocate my shocks because I want shocks on this truck. Some guys will run this setup without shocks, but I want them. That being said, I bought a kit from DC Fab. So I have to say, pretty heavy metal, way it's made, welds look great, way better than mine. But that right there should go in there somewhere, and by go in there somewhere, I mean I've got to cut this whole frame section out and mount this up. So I'm going to start measuring where it needs to be cut at. So looking at some of the videos of how this is mounted in some of his pictures, I actually took the weld off of this, and I didn't cut this bracket, but I cut the weld and flushed it with the frame there. So I can come right up against that bracket. And then I want to be straight edged with the frame here. And so I'm going to do something like that. So coming off of this, I should be straight with the frame. So right in there. Because I'm going to weld to the side of this frame all the way down there. I'm going to cut this all the way down. Now, looking at his build, the bottom side, they cut this whole section off of what is the lower control arm. So I'm going to start from the top and cut my way down in and cut off sections of this. And I'm going to cut the control arm mount last. But then this should sit in here, and the new shock connection will be to the lower control arm here on the side and not back where it was over here. So I'll make some marks and get it laid out for cut. Okay, so I set the shot up, squared the camera up, forgot to hit record. Yeah, but the lines that I made, I cut them out, and I've got that set in there like so. Now I think I need to go back a little further. I'm going to leave this layer right here for now, and I'm going to take this ridge off of it. But I want this to set squarely on that, and that's how I'm going to gauge how far back I need to go. So we'll cut some more. Okay, so I've got that to where it pretty well lines up like that right there. So what I'm going to do now is this is right here what I'm judging everything by. And then I've got to get that rotated in there like so, because this is where the back end of it's supposed to meet. So I think that's about right. So now that I've got that in there, I am going to, well, maybe I am. Come on, hold still. I am going to mark across through here, across through there with the scratch. Okay. Now I can see my scratches real well what I've done. So now it's time to take the plasma cutter to that. Ain't gonna be nothing left when I'm done. Okay, so it's the next morning. You might notice different shirt, sun's a little different in the windows, yeah. So last night I got to doing a bunch of measuring, and I've got a reveal for you guys right now. If you want to see the full reveal, you're gonna have to watch another video, but I'll show you what I got. So I have one of the tires on the truck. It is sitting down on 0 air on this side, which is 0 air in the back. And I have been on a high because that right there looks marvelous. Like the long view of that is just, it's just awesome. So anyways, we done some measuring, done some angle checking, pulled out the protractor and a straight edge, trying to figure out if this is going to work. And the problem I'm having is we unhooked the steering linkage here, which is all just temporary anyways. And I went back to my cutout in the frame back here, which you guys seen. And the original shock mount, this one here, this is not going to fly, because I would have to weld that to the outside of that curl in the arm. This would probably work better with a set of tubular arms, give you more clearance, and a lot of their pictures they show online, it is tubular arms, and I'm using factory arms, so that's on me. However, let me scoot this to the other side here so we can get in here. There we go. Okay. So now, I know I'm making everybody sick moving around too much. So here's the deal. We think the best thing to do is to weld a plate right here and drill a hole directly through that arm and mount the shock right there. And so what that'll do is that gives us a little bit of an angle coming from up here to here, and that gives us about 2 inches off of this to the outside of the shock, which will give us the most amount of clearance. And I may have to add a 1/4 inch to this bump stop to keep the tire from rubbing the shock. Now, I know 1/4 inch of the bump stop, I'm affecting my turning radius to keep clearance, but I've got an explanation on all this. Okay, explanation time. If you look up international dump trucks, I tried looking up Lodestar, didn't have a whole lot of luck, but if you just look up international dump trucks, most international dump trucks have anywhere between 40 to 50 degrees of pivoting angle in the front wheels to turn. Now, okay, newer campers and stuff like Dad's camper he's got, they say, oh, we got better steering maneuverability. Well, they need to, they're really long. They turn anywhere between 60 degrees and down, right? So they do better than 50 degrees. They pivot more on the front end. So we measured my pickup truck yesterday, and my pickup truck, it was like 32-ish, okay? It is a 4-wheel drive 2004 model. So this is a late 90s 2-wheel drive. Now everybody knows that 2-wheel drive trucks have a little bit better steer angle than a 4-wheel drive truck. It's the nature of the beast. There's less going on up there. So we pivoted this yesterday, had the straight edge and done some measuring and everything. We can get 32 degrees and still clear the shock, which means even if I get 30 degrees, I'm as good as new motorhomes. Now when I say 30 degrees, I'm talking this is 0, 30 degrees this way, which means if I go 30 degrees the other way, that gives me a 60-degree turn, which is way better than any international dump trucks. So, and competitive with some modern motorhomes that are for maneuverability. And considering I'm not as long as a motorhome or some other longer vehicles, 60 degrees of angle in the front end is going to be phenomenal. So we're not going to have clearance issues. I will have to make a bump stop, but I'm not losing that much steering angle, and it's way better steering angle than the front axle would have had it been the original axle on the truck. So now that we're over that whole spiel, let's move on. So allow me to explain my folly. This right here, I thought that was going to work great. I welded that piece on there like we talked about, and I bolted it in there and went to set it up in there with the shock tower piece that's going to go in the frame. It's not going to happen, because as this would hinge down, this will not flex enough back towards that direction. It acts like it wants to bend this right here. So we're going to nix that, and I got to start over. My plan is, I have made a piece, that right there, it's the right diameter, it's about 3/4 inch long. It should still work with the bolt. I'm going to cut that plate back off, and I'm going to drill that hole a little bit bigger, and I'm going to weld this piece in here at an angle like that right there, to where it lines up parallel with this bolt hole for the bushing. And when I do that, that will turn the base of this shock this way and allow it to hinge at the same hinge point that this does. And then I shouldn't have any more binding problems. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so I still got to make a plate back here to cover from the old Silverado frame to the International frame. But where it turns out, I did make a cover plate back here, and I got to weld the bottom side of it. But I've got everything welded up around that shock tower all the way around. And I still got to weld the modifications I've made to the control arm right here, which we'll look at here in a bit once I get it back out of there. But check this out. What's wrong with that? We're actually hitting right here on this control arm. So that right there is the end of our travel right there, because of hitting on this, which is way more than enough than what we need. And it should never come down that far. We'd have to have it off the ground for it to come down that far. And we've still got travel left in this. And when we come all the way up, we're not all the way bottomed out on the shock. We're actually bottomed out on the frame right now. And I'm gonna have a bump stop in here that'll bottom out on this and not the frame over here, because this is where we was bottomed out. So now that this is done, I'm gonna take this off. I'll show you the modifications I'm making to the control arm, and we'll put it all back together. Alright, so I'm going to get a shot of it here, and we're going to flip it over, but I have added this piece in here, and that's where your shock bolts to. And I made room here for the articulation for the tube to sit in here when it lowers down. And I welded some angle iron and some other metal that was the same thickness of the arm back in there. And so now I'll flip it for you, and we'll change positions. Okay, and here's the back side of that, and right here is the hole, so the bolt will come through, and I'll put my washer and my nut on there, and that'll hold that. And then you can see this is very solidified, welded on the back side as well. And I will paint all this, and I don't think that has hurt the integrity of this control arm any. And then aside from that, obviously welding the cup on. So, and then we got a little surface rust because I went out there and rinsed all this down. This is all bare metal. So we'll clean this up and paint it, and then set everything back up. Well guys, I'm running out of time today, so I will show you where I'm at right now, and we'll go from there. So I did put a skiff of paint on this because it's all new steel. Hey, I got some runs right there. You know what? Don't care. It'll be fine. But I did get my plate made that goes in there and covers that hole. And that back here is all welded. And so that is done. I think I got a weld on the back side I got to do. Most of the suspension's done. I'm going to go around and check for welds and stuff that I might have missed on the center part. But we're getting there. But that's all ready to go. And then over here, I went ahead and coated that with some heavy paint. Yep, I got a run right there. It won't matter when it's all said and done. There's our, man, that looks good, don't it? I mean, considering. So, got it painted all the way around. I'm just kind of waiting for that to dry, and it may not dry tonight. It's still a little tackier than I'd like for it to be. It's not too bad right there. That might be all right. I might be able to touch that here in a bit, but I won't be able to put it on because it's going to be too soft and I'll skin it up. So, but what I have started doing is I went ahead and got the plasma cutter out. I went ahead and cut the far out of this side over here because now I'm going to do this side, and I got to change out the arm, and I got to put the cup in it, and I got to modify the other arm the same way I modified that one for the lower part of the shock, and then when I can tie all that up. Yeah. So we're getting there, but there's still a lot to do. With all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. You guys get the gist of it. You've seen it work before I was able to finish up the welds on that, and now it's just painted. So on the next one, we'll be doing something different, but hopefully by the time we start the next video, this suspension will be done and together. So guys, that's OBS shocks. Really it should work for any OBS truck that you're wanting to put a big wheel on and relocate the shocks for airbags. And I got this from DC Fab, is where I got the parts from. They're obviously meant to do on a tubular control arm, and they had some mounting tabs and a spacer came with it. I'm changing the game a little bit. It's just what I do. So I'm getting excited, plus I got new toe links and stuff because that thing's rusty and nasty looking, so we'll get that replaced. And then once I get the suspension done, it's on to finishing the firewall and getting that kind of, that's my next big thing. Firewall, and I want to get the steering lined out, get the firewall all buttoned up. Dad was working on this today. So this is our new piece that he's making for in there. We're going to do either fiberglass resin or silicone or something. He's got some stuff he's going to mix up where he's going to make a new piece for this. And we're going to seal all this. This is going to lay in on top of this. And then we will weld this end up here to keep water from running down underneath of it. And then we'll probably tap con up in there and then weld back to this all the way down and kind of solidify all that in there, because other than that we just got to cut all that out, and I think Dad's made a good enough piece here that this will fit in there. Won't that be cool? Maybe we'll have to film that video once we actually go putting this in here. He spent a lot of time working on this while I'm not here, so can't film all that, but yeah, put a whole lot of thought into this, so we'll see how good it works. And then we've got to bake some new pieces on top of this because it's rusty and welded and rotted through. So we'll get the vent fixed on this side and get that welded back in, and then he's going to work on the other side, and I'm going to do the firewall, and we'll button all that up. And right now probably we're just about 4 months out. We're 4 months out from the trip. So now that might not sound like very much time, and I know I've not marked anything off the list yet. This is kind of the body work we was talking about, which is a be nice to have fixed type thing. Suspension and steering is about to get marked off the list. But last year when we decided to do this with the whole back end of the truck and everything, I done all that in 2 months, and that was mounting new seats, doing gauges, doing the air system and everything. That was 2 months. So now I've still got 4 months right now, and I think I've got everything about fitted. Still got work to do, but 4 months. Let's see if I can pull that one off. And if you want to see if I do, you're gonna have to hit that like and subscribe. You don't have to hit the like. You don't have to hit the subscribe. You can search for videos. They'll come up if you hit the subscribe. And we'll find out if this thing makes the road trip in August to Fort Wayne again with the new motor, transmission, new front suspension, and if I can haul the old motor to them using this truck and donate it to the International Museum. So guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.